What it do, my Elvis fans? We back at it again with a reaction. And a shout out to Kathy Fielder once again for this one. We're going to do Elders React to Elvis Presley. Should be interesting. Let's just get right into it. Elders React to Pop Stars. In this episode, Elvis Presley.
Oh,
Yo,
That's my boy.
Yo, please have 911 ready on the phone for these ladies, please. Because they're going to have a heart attack. Hit the one right away. Get an ambulance there. Or if you have a defibrillator somewhere around the studio there, make sure you have one next to her. Thank you.
Elvis. Whoa, the king.
The king, that's right. The king, baby.
That was my friend Hugh Jarrett right there. He's guitar
He's
player.
showing off now. He is showing off. That was my friend.
brings back
so
lots
he's
of
showing off.
memories. Wow.
My mother thought it was shocking.
My father said he ruined music.
He what?
God, he was a gorgeous.
Hold on. I think your daddy was wrong.
My father said he ruined music.
God, he was a
ruined music.
gorgeous-looking man.
That's the most beautiful man I ever saw in my life.
I agree.
Handsome.
All you have to do is move. Look at that.
Oh, I'm telling you, she's going to have a heart attack.
I love you,
Please stand
Elvis.
by. Look at this one.
Makes you want to dance.
It's true, yo. He's right. Makes you want to.
Ready to go on.
Bring her back to her teen years,
You
yo. That's
know what I
crazy.
like.
It's good stuff. Good stuff.
Hell yeah, it's good stuff. Come on, it's Elvis.
All right.
Yo, he excited, yo, like a little kid. Like, it's the first time seeing him.
Ooh, shake it, but don't break it.
What you call a hot patootie.
Hot patootie. I haven't heard that word in a long time. The man said, shake it,
Do you know,
don't break
way back then, I didn't like him.
He was so different than anyone we'd ever seen.
She actually said that way back when she didn't like him. That's crazy. Like, who doesn't fucking like Elvis? She should have never been on the show. Sorry. Cut her off, please. Edit her out.
Comeback special.
See, she knows Elvis.
Heartbreak Hotel.
The young girls just went crazy over him.
Still looking great. I like the black leather.
You looking sharp though with that black leather on too.
It's just one big pile of testosterone.
My parents blamed him for everything I did wrong.
Nothing wrong with that, honey.
Their soul.
More people should study him. He's a great entertainer.
He had
Sure.
it all.
Let's play that back again. You heard what he said, right? More people
Their
should study him.
soul.
Great entertainer.
More people should study him. He's a great entertainer.
He had it all.
Facts.
Movements, voice, everything.
I'm all shook up.
It's like a little girl, yo.
You wanted us to feel young, right?
You're supposed to feel young in this Elvis, you know what I mean? I'm all shook up.
Oh, oh, yeah.
Oh, she was one of those girls in his audience, I bet, back in those days.
I love this song.
Elvis was really something.
He was pretty cool.
What should we have the Elvis
Still
react
feel
to
the
next?
same?
Yes. I mean, I just love Elvis.
Question time.
So do you remember the first time you saw Elvis?
First time I saw him was on Ed Sullivan's show. I just was taken to him right away. Wow, something really different.
The minute he came on screen, I was just like, I just had never seen or heard anything like that, even at that young age. I didn't like his voice. I thought it was shocking the way he moved. And now I like him, because now he's mild.
I remember my mom saying
Now
this-
he's
this
mild, like-
young man here was coming
His
in
moves
with
don't
evil
change.
music, just evil.
Women were so enamored with him that it pissed me off. I was actually jealous,
Jealous
of
of
his
Elvis.
popularity.
For viewers who might not realize just how big of a celebrity was Elvis.
I think everyone in the him.
He was a big money drawer.
That's all you could hear, hardly, was Elvis music.
It was the start of this big rock and roll thing.
I was in the music business. It was very hard to sell your own records because Elvis Presley was probably 60 to 70% of the market.
He just took over and changed the world literally, which very few
He
people in
changed
history
music,
have done.
people.
That whole celebrity culture.
Not just
of
the
why we
world,
adore
music in
celebrities.
general. He changed the
He
culture.
just was the first one to do that. He was huge. He was the biggest artist in the universe.
The other thing that's interesting is that it seems to be always the younger generation that picks up on it because it's different. They don't want to be like their parents.
What did
You see that? It's true. Like, my generation, we actually like Elvis. You know what I mean? You know, we actually watch Elvis now. You told us 20 years ago who was Elvis, we'd be like, we don't know. You know what I mean? But now we know who the king is. Simple as that.
parents and grandparents think of Elvis when he showed up?
Oh my goodness! I mean, there were. I mean, he was banned in Boston.
You enjoyed it? How could you enjoy
Yo,
that?
hold
I
on.
thought it was.
Let me hear him say that again. My man was banned where I'm from. From Massachusetts, he was banned. Yeah, or Boston in general, or Massachusetts in general. That's messed up.
On it because it's different. They don't want to be like their parents.
What did parents and grandparents think of Elvis when he showed up?
Oh my goodness! I mean, there were. I mean, he was banned in Boston.
You enjoyed it? How could you enjoy that?
They thought it was terrible music. They didn't think it was music at all, actually.
We were all going to turn into these, juvenile delinquents.
what did they
They're
think
called
was
juvenile
music back then?
delinquents
I don't
back
get it.
then.
Oh, it's shocking. Look at the way he moves. No decent man does that. They should see what's going on now.
There was a real
Right?
cry for get rid of this music. It's ruining our children. Same thing is true with rap now.
Did you ever get to see Elvis perform live?
I never saw him in person, I don't think.
Oh,
That's
yes.
crazy.
It was at the Hilton in Vegas.
I went to see Elvis in Las Vegas. The maitre d' said, we have one seat right up front. There's certain rules. You can't stand up, you can't reach for him. They have this big build-up that takes about 15 minutes before he actually comes on stage. The intensity is like so intense, the anticipation, that when he finally walks out, every girl in that row stood up and started reaching for him, including me.
Stood up, and probably a lot of
What
them
did,
fainted
teenage
too.
girls do when they saw Elvis?
Oh, start swooning, acting stupid.
Throw their panties at him.
Yeah, he went ghetto on them.
We
Yeah,
all remember
stupid.
that.
Screamed and hollered. I don't ever remember doing that.
They were hysterical. It was before Beatlemania, which I participated in
So
that too.
imagine
They
that
screamed,
before
they
the
reached for him,
Beatles.
and if they could have, they would have ripped his clothes off. Being that excited about another person is sort of like more of
She
like
crying.
a fantasy.
Oh my
Real
God,
life
yo.
is not like that. I don't mean to get so emotional, but
It's okay, sweetheart. Get emotional. I got a shoulder here you can cry on. Don't worry about it. It's Elvis you're crying about. We all cry for Elvis. But you got an ugly ass face right now, though. Better wipe them tears, girl.
you begin to accept that you look at life much more realistically. You can't really buy into the fantasy.
There's a legend that when Elvis was on TV, they started zooming in to not show him from the waist down.
I heard about
Why was
that.
he so controversial?
Because he let it all hang out. He didn't care. He just wanted to perform and be who he was.
Well, at that time,
Let it all
you
hang
didn't
out.
do things like that. It was sexual, and you didn't want to provoke people.
In those days,
I like
they
her
didn't
accent.
show you any sexual movements. Dancers did not do sexual movements like they do now with the hoochie cooch and the butt dances.
This was before the 60s when we had the hippie
Yeah, hold
movement,
on, like-
free love.
I did see the one that Ed Sullivan Show one, Love Me one, and they filmed him they filmed them all, the whole body. There was one of them I saw, another song on there that they did film from the waist up. I don't know what song it was, but I gotta look it up.
And sex was really not really talked about.
We didn't used to have sex until we got married. Here's a guy that looks like he's having sex standing up all by himself.
Can you talk about him in his later years and how his career evolved and what people thought
Yo,
of him
my
in
man
his later
said like
career?
he's
The
having
shame
sex
of
by
it is
himself.
he got on drugs.
If he hadn't done that, he'd probably still be living.
I think I really became sad when I saw how he looked in his later life.
He was kind of a sad figure, I think. He was kind of pitied.
He got a little bit of a joke, the way he started dressing with the gaudy clothes.
Everybody may be toys with the idea of being that powerful.
Is she crazy, yo? That man look fresh, fly in those outfits. Come on now, lady. You know what you're talking about. You don't.
That wealthy, that charismatic. It's a very lonely life, I'll just bet you. I mean, look how he ended up.
Do you remember it being a big deal when he died? He was only 42 years old when he died.
It was a big deal when he died, sort of like Michael Jackson now.
Lost a star.
Everybody was
He's a
saddened
global
and
star.
couldn't believe
Not just
it.
a star.
And a lot of
To
them
me, he
still
was
don't
global.
believe
Even though
it.
he didn't go
Thousands
across
of
seas,
people went to
he still was
Graceland.
global.
Thousands of people.
I was driving down Franklin Avenue, west on Franklin Avenue, and then it came over the radio, and I had to pull over the car. I couldn't drive. You don't tend to think that the people that
She was about
you
to get
look up
teary-eyed too. I noticed that.
especially celebrities, are ever going to go.
This year is actually the 60th anniversary of Elvis's first major commercial single.
Damn.
60 years.
Wow.
How does that make you feel?
All shook
It
up.
goes by real fast, kids.
I can't believe 60 years. I know you wouldn't lie to me.
Yo, 80 weeks at the top? What other songs stood that long? You know, I understand like 6, 7 weeks, you know what I mean? 8 weeks, but 80 weeks? Like, that's unheard of nowadays, I think, right? Let me know in the comments. Anybody who's, you know, who knows about the billboards or IIAA, whatever you call that. So let me know. Sammy, we need you on.
It doesn't seem possible.
How did that happen? I was 16 yesterday.
Time flies. You know, just, it's gone.
The perception as you get older, everything begins to come in close.
I don't mind being how old I am. I just mind having less time left.
It's weird. I think of myself as 25, 35, 45. And sometimes I look in the mirror and I realize, oh, I am 65.
Last question. What would you say to young people about why they should know about Elvis?
Because it's part of the history and how rock and roll started.
The music was fabulous. I mean, his songs were great for the early rock and roll period. He is the godfather of rock and roll. He started it. He made it what it was.
People loved Elvis. It was a sincere feeling. It was almost godlike.
Thank you so much for watching this session of Elders React.
Hey, have you subscribed to the new React channel yet? There's new shows every week.
Vera has left the building.
Elvis the GOAT, man. Elders react to Elvis Presley. Shout out to Kathy Fielder. Thank you, Kathy, for this one. It was pretty funny, some of them, primarily lady crying and stuff. I mean, you do get emotional sometimes when you think about the old school stuff and stuff like that, you know. But, you know, appreciate you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like, comment, notification bells on so you get all my videos. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.